right.
All right.
Oh, we are back tonight. We are back and we are very happy. This is Lawrence and Elizabeth coming to you from Walking Against the Current.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And we promised that we would come back, and there's so much going on tonight. So we are back here to talk about part 2 of the Spirit of Rejection. Please join in tonight. And please comment, because we love to read those comments at the end of the session. I'm trying to look at all platforms.
Yeah.
We love to read that. So make sure you guys comment, like, and share. Yes. And tonight's part 2 with the Spirit of Rejection. How was your day, son?
Man, today has been a wild day, to say the least.
Yes.
So much has transpired. It seemed like the more we start to do these podcasts and come on here and talk to you guys, as you always know, we got Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. You know, as we seem to come on here and do these lives, it seems like the devil is trying to stop us from doing this.
Absolutely. That's why we got to push forward and keep going.
Yeah, we got to push forward. You know, so like my mom said, we're back again, talk to y'all about the spirit of rejection. Last week was so good. We got so much positive feedback on the topic of rejection last week. I did not read Proverbs last week.
Ooh, you gotta stay with the word.
Yeah, so you know the whole purpose of this was to make sure we're talking about God in our topics as well.
Right.
So what I want to do really quick is just jump into the key takeaways of the book of Proverbs.
Okay.
And I took some notes, you guys, so I won't be long-winded.
Somebody out there said you was long-winded too.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I gotta drop this game. You know what I'm saying?
Hey guys, hi. Got some hellos.
What's up? Thank you. She said it was so good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
So here's some major takeaways about the book of Proverbs. Okay, number one, the main takeaway was seduction is deceptive. Seduction is deceptive. Okay, the takeaway is sin often looks sweet at first, but it leads to bitterness and destruction. Number two, sexual immorality leads to ruin, right? Giving into sexual sin can destroy your health, your marriage, your reputation, and your future.
Ooh, yes. Stay
far away from temptation, okay? Don't flirt with temptation, flee from it.
Okay. All right. Uh-oh, you gave me the eye. What did I do?
You didn't do anything.
Okay.
Number four, you will regret ignoring wisdom. That's very powerful.
That's very powerful.
What seems harmless now may bring deep regret later.
Absolutely.
There's only 7. We're on number 5. Number 5 is God's design is for marital faithfulness.
Say it one more time.
God's design is for marital faithfulness.
All right, y'all heard it.
Right? Sexual fulfillment is not bad. God created it to thrive within marriage.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Right?
I like that.
Number 6 really got me. Right? God sees everything.
Oh.
God sees everything, right? Yes. The takeaway is nothing is hidden from God. No texts, no secret relationships, not even your thoughts are hidden from God.
Okay.
And lastly, sin enslaves you.
It does. It absolutely does.
What you thought you were controlling will eventually control you.
Oh. All right, the word has been spoken.
Yes.
The word has been spoken.
So those were the key takeaways of the book of Proverbs, chapter 5. One more. Discipline brings life. Disregard brings death.
Oh, discipline is so important. I've always told you that. I've always told my kids to have discipline.
Yeah, the lack of self-control is such a weakness.
It's absolutely a weakness, you know? All right, so we're going to jump in. That was great. Thank you for doing that. And I worked tirelessly working on my notes today. So we really want to focus, because my goal is to change lives.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm telling you right now, we're not going to talk as much, because we did a lot of that last week. But we had fun, and we got a lot of positive feedback from getting to know us.
Yeah.
So how the spirit of rejection steals your life. Okay, I'm going to just go through my bullets. It destroys your self-worth. Constant feelings of being unloved or unwanted lead to low self-esteem and sabotage. It paralyzes purpose. Fear of failure or rejection keeps people from trying new things, building relationships, or fulfilling their potential. Emotional isolation. This was a good one. Rejection makes people withdraw from the community, friendships, and opportunities. How many times have people just not tried and they withdrawn, making excuses for things?
Right.
So that's one of the things. Bitterness and resentment. Holding on to rejection breeds anger, leading to bitterness and an inability to move forward. And the most important thing that we cannot forget is mental health issues. That is plaguing this nation right now. It may be even plaguing the world.
Yeah.
So many people are suffering from mental illness. So long-term rejection can lead to depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts.
Man, that is so profound.
Yes. So how does it affect your parenting?
Man, so I think rejection affects your parenting on so many different levels. Having an absent father or absent mother. But first of all, let's go back to what is rejection, right? And I took some notes as well. The spirit of rejection is deep-rooted, a deep-rooted lie.
My alarm is going off, son. You're going to have to hit that alarm.
Okay, I hit it. The spirit of rejection is a deep-rooted lie that convinces you that you are unwanted, unloved, unworthy, and unacceptable, no matter what the truth is.
Okay.
Right? So that is, in a nutshell, what rejection really is. So now we can go back to your question of how do you deal with it as a, so where it comes from as a parent or as a child.
Okay.
And I think it comes from having an absent father, having an absent mother, or having an absent guardian, somebody that's not giving you the love or the affection that we need.
Right.
Right? One of the key things you told me that really resonated with me was that you said a woman, and we're talking about just from a relationship standpoint, right? You said a woman is like a flower, right?
That's right.
And flowers have to be watered.
Say that
right?
one more time, because I want everybody to really understand that point. Women are like, what?
A woman is like a flower, and just like a flower has to be watered, right? She has to be watered through love, through affection, through attention,
right?
Through companionship, right? There's so many things that, and I took it a step further, right? Before a flower dies, it would literally go down into the roots and begin to look for other water and nutrients from other flowers and other plants around it.
Absolutely. You know, I
right?
study trees and flowers, yes.
So when I think about that analogy, thinking about a woman, or thinking about a child, or thinking about just anybody dealing with rejection, they will begin to seek out love and seek out attention and affection from other people around them that could be negative.
Right. Exactly. That's a good point. So while you up, why don't you go hit that alarm for me? And I'm going to jump into how it affects parenting. I know I asked you the question, but you kind of helped with that. So I'm going to read this. I got my glasses on. Projection of pain. Parents may unconsciously pass their unresolved rejection onto their children. Overly critical or distant. Fear of rejection can make a parent harsh, controlling, or emotionally distant. Seeking validation through children. Some parents try to heal their own rejection by forcing their kids to succeed or give them constant affirmation. Inconsistent love. Emotional unavailability can make children feel confused, unloved, or develop rejection issues themselves. So kind of what you were saying, how when a child doesn't feel loved, my partner's coming back. When a child, you know, you got to have these alarms in your house today, man. You better have some. But when a child doesn't feel loved, they often sometimes feel so unworthy. And then they seek that attention negatively oftentimes from others.
Oh my God. And also too, think about when a child is going through or witnessing the parents go through a divorce or a separation or a mother and father that broke up.
Right.
You know, and I'm grateful, you know, growing up, you know, you and my father was never married. So I never knew.
You know, put my business out there. But go ahead.
But, you know, but I'm just saying.
It's truth. It's no judgment zone on our platform.
No judgment zone. But I'm using that as an example.
I'm just joking with you.
Yeah, of the importance of making sure you have a loving mother, a loving father, because, you know, I didn't understand what rejection really was as a child.
Let me expound on that a little bit. You're right.
Because I had my father who was in my life, right? And my father who loved me and who bought me things and cared for me, my other siblings. And I had my mother who did the same thing. So because of my environment growing up, I didn't know what it was like to have a two-parent household essentially. So, but both parents made sure I didn't have to feel the rejection of that.
Oh, that's important. And let me tell you something. That is such a huge piece of chicken. I can't even say nugget because it's so huge. A lot of people think when you're in relationships or you start to have children that you can't co-parent. They feel like, okay, we're not together, that I'm not going to let him or her be a part of the child's life. I made a conscious decision at 21 that no matter what happened between me and your dad, we was going to co-parent you.
Yeah.
So he never knew. He never saw us together.
Yeah.
We actually broke up when he was maybe 3 months old.
Yep.
But we both made a conscious decision that we was going to parent him.
Yeah.
And we was going to both do our parts. And so he never, ever, ever understood what it was like to be without, because he had both me and dad. So for those of you who's struggling out there, who may feel like, oh, I can't parent because I'm not together, or you feel like it's you don't have your best. Listen to Lawrence. He didn't have a married family unit, but he had a family unit nonetheless. And he came out really good.
Yeah. Like most kids, right? I had questions once I got older.
And I always answered them honestly.
You always answer them honestly, but just initially, and it goes back to like, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
And even on that scale, there's so many things in life. Just imagine things that we don't know.
Right.
That's probably affecting us.
Absolutely.
But because we don't know, how do we solve it? How do we navigate through that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And I got this quote right here. It says, rejection doesn't just break your heart. It reshapes your identity if it's not healed.
Oh my God. And that is so very true. When you look at some people, I have the ability through God. I mean, I'm nothing but a gift from God, that when I see certain people, I can just have a conversation with them and I can immediately tell if they're suffering from the spirit of rejection.
Right.
So that is really good. Can I dive in a little bit? I wanted you to talk a little bit more about when you talked about the roots in a marriage, and how, I think what he was saying, if you didn't understand, is that when you study trees and maybe even plants as well, when a tree is missing its important nutrients, it's smart enough. They have a brain underneath the ground. It's a whole operation going on underneath. And it's smart enough to search for what it needs, the nutrients. It will search. So tie that back into what you said about relationships.
Oh, yeah. Just think about if you have a significant other. Bishop Rose is on. How you doing? Just think if you have a significant other, right? Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, I said something, that's why I ain't going to say that. But you have a significant other, and if you're not giving him or her the adequate attention before, just like a flower, before the flower dies, it seeks out to get the nutrients that it needs to feel fulfilled.
Right.
Before the person spiritually dies,
right,
in the relationship, he or she will seek out validation from other people.
Yes.
Am I good enough, right? Do I look good? They may begin to change their tone, change their makeup, how they dress, right? To look for more attention, more validation, to look for change their hair, change, or begin to like now reach out to other men or other women.
That's right.
Right? Because now they're feeling like, well, my husband don't want me or my wife don't want me. So now I have to reach out to get filled before I spiritually die.
Right.
In this relationship.
Right.
And if people don't learn to correct that by having open conversations, by being transparent and being vulnerable, because rejection deals with that as well.
Right.
Because you have rejection, you want to open up, you don't want to be vulnerable, and it ties back into pride.
Ooh.
So now it's like, I can't be vulnerable with this person because now you rejected me.
Right.
Because I feel hurt.
Right.
That you're not giving me the attention, the affection that I want. So now I don't want to be vulnerable, open with you.
Right.
To explain to you how I really feel.
But I'll do that with somebody else.
But I'll do it with somebody else.
And then somebody tells you look beautiful. Somebody tells you, or they make you laugh because you're not laughing with your spouse. Or your spouse is giving attention to television, sports, whatever.
Yeah.
You will start to feel so empty. You feel like you're in a loveless marriage.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're lonely. Yeah, we're married on paper, but I feel so rejected by you. When I get home from work, I want the kiss, I want the hug. Women need that.
Yeah.
We're nurturers, so we need that. Men, we need it. Not that we want it.
Right.
We need it.
Yeah.
So if you're not, and men need it too.
Right.
Men need it too.
Listen, we do need that.
Let me be fair. So when you're not getting that, you kind of go off in isolation, like it said here. You're going off in isolation. You open up your phone. Next thing you know, somebody might like your picture or reach out to you, and now you're going down
the rabbit hole.
The rabbit hole.
And here's some signs, right? Here's some signs if you are dealing with the spirit of rejection.
Okay.
And it kind of ties into what you're saying. So our notes is kind of mirroring the same thing.
Oh, good. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
We are connected.
Kindred spirits.
We are kindred spirits. Me and him we always said that.
Yeah,
we are kindred spirits for sure.
So here's some signs of if you may be operating in rejection. People pleasing.
Okay.
Right? You do anything to be accepted.
Ooh.
Isolation, as you mentioned, right? You keep your guard up because you expect people to leave you.
Right.
Self-sabotage.
That's a good one.
You quit things before they reject you.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Can we expound just a little bit on that one?
Yeah. So how many times have people been in relationships, but they're afraid to commit to marriage?
Right.
Or they have been in, there's so many situations people have been in. It's situations I've been in that I didn't even go forth out of fear that I may not be selected.
Right.
Like, I'll give you a quick story. That happened like 3 years ago, right? Okay. I had tried out for a federal agency, and because I was heavier back then, I made it all the way through the process. And it was like, oh man, Brewer, you were a perfect candidate. You young, black, you smart, got degrees, whatever.
Right.
But in my mind, I was like, I'm overweight.
Right.
So because I saw the criteria of the physical fitness, I said, I'm not going to pass that. And I didn't even try.
You told yourself that.
I told myself that, and I believed that. So I withdrew myself from the process.
Ooh.
They didn't even tell me you're disqualified.
Right.
I disqualified myself. I self-sabotaged myself.
Yes.
Because of my thoughts about myself.
Right. Ooh. Let me give a snap. In poetry, we snap our fingers. Let's snap that. And that's so true even in a relationship. Sometimes you meet the perfect guy. I think I said this before. And then all of a sudden you start picking at the relationship, poking holes into the relationship because you're so afraid that it's going to fail.
Yeah.
You figure, you don't even realize you're doing it. You're sabotaging the relationship because it's like, this is too good to be true. Right. There's no way this person's going to love me like this. Yeah. There's no way this person loves me. So what is it about you? You're playing with me.
Right.
You're not serious.
Right.
So then all of a sudden you start sabotaging the relationship because you're afraid of somebody truly loving you.
Yeah.
So you sabotage it. So that is such a danger we do in our lives in so many levels, like you said, with the work, in our relationship. Sometime at work you do that. You don't even try to get the new job. I can't tell you how many times I would tell somebody, hey, I want to promote you to management. I don't want all that work. Right. I don't want to do that, because they don't truly believe that they have the ability to do it or even to learn it. Yeah. So they just be like, I'm happy right where I'm at. I'm happy right where I'm at. Yeah. So we do that often. We have to stop that.
And something I always say when I'm coaching people was very profound that you said, this is too good to be true.
Ooh,
right?
Yes.
How many times do we say that as a people, not black people, just as a human body, right? This is too good to be true. And as I'm coaching people, I say, well, let's live on the side of what's too bad to be true.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because we always love to say what's too good to be true.
Right.
So now let's live on the side of what's too bad to be true.
Right.
What's too bad to be true is getting paid Thursday and you're broke on Friday.
Right.
What's too bad to be true is I can't afford to pay for milk. I can't afford to pay my rent. I can't afford to buy a house. Realtor, right? I can't afford to take my kids on a vacation every single year. Right. That's too bad to be true.
Ooh.
But we don't live on that side of the spectrum.
Right.
We're always talking about what's too good to be true, and we're psyching our mind out. We're self-sabotaging our minds and creating evidence in our minds that don't even exist before it even happens.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, that's so deep. That's so deep. Say that one more time. What's too bad to be true? What's too bad to be true? Okay. So, warning signs of the spirit of rejection in a person. Did you read that already? I think you did. Yeah, you did.
No, I was talking about insecurity.
Okay.
So I said self-sabotage. Okay. You have insecurity and comparison. You have fear of intimacy or commitment, which we talked about. And you have offense sensitivity. Ooh, say that again. Which means you take everything personally. Yes. Ooh, I want to give an example about that. Sometimes you giving somebody some little nuggets, you're teaching them something, or you might have to correct a person, and they immediately become defensive. Yeah.
they can't receive it because in their mind, you're putting them down.
Yep.
In their mind, they see it as a huge thing. Again, I'm not good enough.
Right.
So then they can't receive correction because they become, I'm trying to get this camera just a little bit. They become so defensive. So that is absolutely true. My note said defensive and easily offended. Easily offended. And the scriptures say not to be easily
offended.
Offended, excuse me.
And that's,
I was going to say perfectionism and to avoid criticism. So they that they are constantly in the mirror, constantly fixing their hair, constantly looking at themselves to make sure they look good, constantly trying to wear the best clothes. We talked about that a little bit last week. Everything for acceptance.
You know, and John Maxwell said it, I probably said it already. He said, if you want to impress people, talk about your wins, your success.
Right.
But if you want to impact people, talk about your failures.
Yes, talk about your failures.
Right, and that's where it comes down to, like you mentioned, not being able to be vulnerable, being able to be criticized and talk about the things you've been through.
Right.
Like that's how you show. That's the real connectivity dealing with people, because even on social media, people don't want to hear about your wins and all the money you make all the time. But that's good to show people that it's possible. But people want to hear is, man, I've been homeless before, and I was able to, buy a house at 25.
Overcome that, that's right.
I was able to overcome this objection. I was able to overcome this adversity, because that gave people hope that I too can overcome.
I told you about Richard Simmons. When I would watch the exercise videos, when you're trying to get in shape and you see somebody 300 plus pounds getting through an hour workout, my son, he got to make a face, right? But when you see somebody 300 plus pounds getting through an hour workout, that gives you, if you can do this, there's no way I can't.
Right.
So that's what I loved about Richard Simmons' videos, because when you see somebody at 125 pounds, flat stomach, it's like, of course you can do it, and kind of give yourself an excuse why you can't do it.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So some common traumas that birth a spirit, that gives birth to the spirit of rejection. So if any of these things you're dealing with from your past, then you can probably conclude that you probably suffer from the spirit of rejection. But I'm here to tell you there's freedom, freedom from it.
That's right.
Childhood abandonment, absent parent, adoption, neglect, bullying or social exclusion, emotional or physical abuse, divorce early in your family breakup. A lot of times children feel like it's their fault. Romantic betrayal, cheating, and heartbreak. That can really hurt people, okay? Workplace rejection, church hurt, or spiritual abuse.
Lord have mercy.
Racial or cultural discrimination, comparison, and favoritism in families. Oh, I am so guilty of that. You know what I mean? And when I say I'm guilty of that, I didn't realize it.
In what way?
Well, when my oldest daughter, Cece, was always so on it. Like, she was just born, I would say have to be gifted, because she just was just, it seemed like she was a go-getter from birth, man. I was like, what in the world? She had the ability. She walked early. She did everything early. Yeah. So by the time my second daughter came along, she reminded me of me. Like my family tells stories about me as a kid. They have some of the funniest stories, that I whined and that I was a little, slow. So anyway, they said it, not slow, but dingy. That's going to be the real word, dingy.
Yeah.
I was like, God, dog. But that impacted me.
Yeah. Because
I kept hearing people call me dingy. So it impacted me. So when my daughter showed she acted like me, I overcompensated for her. I just like, oh, no. She's making this choice for that reason. She's making this choice for this reason. So as a result of that, when Cece would do something or not do something, I would always kind of sort of say, Cece, stop. You know what I mean? Because I always wanted to kind of protect Mimi.
Right.
But it was because I internalized my pain through her.
Yeah. It
wasn't that I was not wanting or favoring. I really wasn't, but I could understand why she felt that way.
Right.
So as parents, we have to be really careful how we don't internalize our past hurts or our current hurts that we don't even realize that's still there. And you think that you heal from it, but when you start parenting, it'll come out somehow.
And being able to, one thing I had to learn is what you're going through or how you feel, that's your truth.
Right.
Because sometimes people will say, and we had this conversation recently, somebody would say, well, you hurt my feelings about this. And I'll say, no, I didn't. That's not what I mean.
Right.
But that's how you took it. That's how you perceived it, right? That's how you felt. So I had to learn, and we all have to learn how to look at things through somebody else's lens.
Right. Absolutely.
Of how it could be perceived. and be able to say, you know what, I apologize.
Right.
You know, sometimes that heals so much.
Those words, I'm sorry. I think I talked about it in church. Those words, I'm sorry, such a small word.
Yeah.
2 words, I'm sorry. And sometimes your pride won't even allow you to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's such a healing in that.
Yeah.
Because it gives the other person, well, finally somebody's admitting it.
Yeah, fessing up.
God, you know, and sometimes your pride, especially as a parent, you don't want to be wrong as a parent, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to be wrong as a parent.
That's
and sometimes
true.
your kids will call you out on that mess. But you have to be able to be real. I pride myself in a good way that when my kids call me out on something, I'm like, oh, yeah, you got me. You got me. You got me. You got me. But during those times, I didn't realize it. And then when I did realize it, I had to say those words, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And thank God my daughters, they love me and they said that I was a great mom. And so it healed me too. Hearing them tell me I was a great mom, at that point I was desperate. I needed to hear something. I needed to hear something to affirm me because I was feeling so low.
Yeah.
Now I'm just being honest here.
Yeah.
I was feeling so low as a parent when I realized I was doing that when they gave it back to me.
And watching the videos.
And watching the home videos. So when they gave it back to me, they said, Mommy, you was a good mom. Oh man, I just wept. I was like, Jesus, thank you. I was crying because I felt so convicted inside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we as parents have to be real with ourselves and not be full of pride.
Yeah.
And even when we get a spirit of, if we have that spirit, learn what it looks like so we can get healed from it.
Man, and I have some more notes here, guys, of what rejection does if you don't heal.
Ooh, please say that.
And it distort your identity. You start to believe you're not enough. And what you tell yourself, right or wrong, is the truth.
Right.
Because that's what you believe.
Absolutely.
You know, so even the word believe has the word lie in it.
Right.
L-I-E. So what lie are you believing about yourself?
Right.
Right? Because you still believe. So people that say I'm atheist, I don't believe in God. I'm like, well, you still believe in something. Right. Because you have to not believe in God. You just have to believe in something that He's not real. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole other conversation. But it literally distorts your identity. You begin to believe you're not enough. It blocks your purpose.
Yeah. Yes.
You won't step into the assignments if you think you don't belong.
Oh, it blocks your purpose.
It blocks your purpose. Now, what if we thought, well, you know, I'm not ready to be on camera. I don't have a haircut, or I don't have the right shirt on. Right. There could be somebody out here that's watching these lives that's dependent on them. That's getting healed from it.
Fed,
you know what I'm saying? Or just anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's so many people I've met that have speech impediments, that have weight issues, that's highly successful today because they say, you know what? I don't care how I look. Right. God gave me a word. I'm going to get on here and, and speak this word.
That's
you know
right. Because I'm going to live my purpose.
Living your purpose. Rejection, what it does to you if you don't heal, it damages relationships. Yes. You filter love through pain. Ooh, oh my God. Causing you to misinterpret people's intentions.
Oh my goodness.
Going back to those lenses again. Right. You know, and even with the lenses of success, you know, when you, it's almost like a prescription. Right. When you get a prescription for like your glasses, these if I look through them right now, oh yeah, I can't see through these. Right. See why? Because that's your lenses. Right. That's your prescription. Right. So a lot of times we're looking at things through other people's lenses of how they view us. Right. Versus how you view yourself or how God made you.
Oh, I love when you say that. So that's what I want to talk about. Embrace your identity through Christ. Know who you are through Christ. And in Ephesians 1:4-6, it says, you are chosen. You are chosen, adopted, and accepted by God. Psalms 139, I think it's one of your favorite scriptures, 14 says, you are fearfully and wonderfully made.
That's right.
You know, you are chosen. Out here, you're chosen and you're wonderfully made. And if you have to say those words 100 times a day until it sinks in here and in here, it can heal you. Yeah. It can heal you.
Because the word heart have the word ear in it. Hear. You know what I'm saying? So what you hear in your ear goes down into your heart. Yes. You know what I'm saying? That's why they say protect your eye gates, protect your ear gates, protect your mouth gates, because what you see, what you hear, what you speak all goes internally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's so important. And the most important thing I want to expound on as we get ready to close tonight, and I surely hope that you guys are enjoying this, because I want people to understand how much God loves them.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? But the most important thing to be free is you have to forgive those who rejected you.
Yep.
You have to forgive those. So release the offense. Holding on to bitterness binds you to the pain. Here's an extra step. We're climbing up. Pray for them.
Yep.
Those that hurt you, rejected you, pray for them.
Yeah.
The scripture says, love your enemies. Pray for those who persecute you.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew 5:44, if you just want to look it up later. Forgiveness doesn't excuse them, but it frees you.
It frees you.
It frees you. It frees you, and it frees you. You have to forgive.
Yeah, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you.
Absolutely.
It's for your healing. It's for your evolvement. You know what I'm saying? Because people living their life, enjoying themselves,
Right.
and you still holding to all that unforgiveness and hurt and pain.
Absolutely.
You know, and you have to pray for them. Because it's so easy to love the lovable.
Yes. Oh,
You
I
could-
always tell you that.
Yeah, that's true. You can pray people who love you, that help you, but can you love those that despise you, that use you, that talk about you? Can you still be kind to those people?
That's what I always challenge my kids to do.
You know?
It's easy for me to love my son.
Right.
Even in his wrong. It's easy for me to love my daughters. And even my youngest son. You love him so much that you can forgive him, right?
Right.
But with those who are out to get you, that really hurt you.
Right.
You know, when you close your eyes or you see them and you feel something, can you love them? Yes, you can. You can pray for them and ask God to deliver you and say, the joy of the Lord is my strength.
I want to give two quick biblical examples, David and Saul.
Ooh, okay. I
Right,
like that.
about rejection.
Okay.
So Saul was rejected by God, and instead of repenting, he spiraled into jealousy, insecurity, and eventually self-destruct himself, right? However, David was rejected by his family, but stayed anchored in God, right? God's love and identity.
Okay.
So the lesson in that is, it's not about who rejected you.
Right.
It's about who received you, because God still chooses you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So no matter what you go through in life, you all, and we're going to conclude, no matter who rejects you, no matter who hurt you, who broke your heart, it's very imperative, like my mom said, that you choose to forgive, because you have to choose to forgive.
It has to be a choice.
It has to be a choice. Not somebody made you. You have to physically choose to love and forgive.
Yes.
Right? You don't have to say everything is peaches and cream again with that individual, but you have, and somebody even corrected me with that. They said, you know, if you truly forgive them, how God truly forgave you, you know, how we like to say, or you can forgive somebody and then when you see them, don't talk to them.
No, you gotta, right.
Right, but that's what we say as people.
Right.
But then somebody corrected me and said, well, Lawrence, if God truly forgave you, right, what if he said, well, I'm not going to look your way?
Right, that's not
You know what
true
I'm saying?
forgiveness, yeah.
That's not true forgiveness.
That's not true forgiveness.
You know, and we had a conversation about that, but nevertheless, I think the meat and bones here is, somebody said Joseph was rejected by his brothers and he forgave them. Absolutely.
That's right. He forgave
Absolutely.
him. I mean, they tried to kill him.
Right.
And he forgave him.
And he forgave them. So that is so powerful. So if he can forgive somebody trying to kill him,
Right.
his own brothers,
Right.
surely we can forgive people who talked about us at work, who said our clothes is dirty, who said we can't do this,
Or you ugly, or you this, or you that, yeah.
Right? So rejection isn't always a reflection of your worth. Sometimes it's a redirection to your purpose.
Okay, I like that.
I'm going to say it one more time.
Okay.
Rejection isn't always a reflection of your worth. Sometimes it's a redirection to your purpose.
I like that.
God will use rejection to remove you from what's not aligned with your calling and reposition you for what is.
Oh, that sounds really good. So those are the words tonight.
Yeah.
And lead, it says lead by example. You know what I mean? And our podcast is called Walking Against the Current. It's easy to walk with the current.
That's right.
When you walk with water and it's moving in a certain current in a certain direction, you can walk so easily.
That's right.
But try to walk against it, and that's when you realize, oh my God. So that is the reason why we named it Walk Against the Current, because we want you to understand, to be different, to stand out and be different.
Yeah, and we're going to be also transitioning these podcast soon enough to YouTube, right? We got a YouTube channel that's out there called Walking Against the Current. Please like, share, and subscribe. And they're going to be changing these Facebook Lives to Monday night because a lot of people have been telling us that they go to church on Wednesdays and they really want to get on to listen and live. So we're trying to appease to the audience, right? And I think it'll work better for us as well. I ain't too late. Will there be a part 3 next week? You want a part 3? Okay, let's see what we can do.
Yes.
For sure. But listen, we hope you guys enjoyed tonight.
Yes.
It's nothing but a blessing to be able to come on here and speak to you all and serve and just give some free game, free knowledge on how you all can become better and us too, because as we're talking, we're literally ministering to ourselves.
Absolutely.
You know, so we always
to ourselves.
we always got room to grow, room to improve, and room to get better. All right. So any final thoughts?
I think we said it all tonight. Love, love, love never fails.
Love never fails.
Love never fails.
And if you're looking for a house, hit your boy up. Thank y'all.
Y'all be blessed. Until next week, Monday.
That's right.
I'm going to have to let him take one, but I tried.
You tried. It's all good.
It's all good.